single elevation number. Good early morning, FRC folks. My name is Jake, this is Luke, and we are your hosts for the Ri3D at PNW Day 1 recap. So our first impressions of FRC 2026 rebuild game is super fun. We were super excited to run this through with you guys. Fuel is going to be very important. Climbing is going to be very important. You at least have to get a low climb in. Some past game inspirations if you're looking for some. 2013, looking at their climbs. 2017, looking for how they manipulate some of their balls at the time for our fuel management. 2020, infinite recharge for the fuel management. And 2022 is actually a fantastic example for some climbing mechanisms and for fuel management. Tank is going to be competitive. It can be. Swerve, if you got it, use it. But tank will be more competitive than it has been in the past. So our game priorities for our team is where we're thinking is fuel storage. Hold as much fuel as possible. One, it eliminates what your opposing alliance can do, but also you can score that much more. Obviously you have to shoot those things. Climbing at least your level 1 is a must, especially in auto. That's a new thing. I love that so much. And then climbing in your level 3 would be fantastic as well to set yourself above the competition. And then obviously intaking, you have to pick them up somehow. But this is a game, you can do everything, and I think it's very doable to do everything well. Luke?
Thank you, Jake. So we've accomplished a lot today. We've been focusing our first day of Robot in 3 days on planning out the days to come. A lot of our focus will also be on the shooter. There are a lot of designs in the previous years that we'll be able to study for this year. So a lot of our focus so far has been getting these designs to work on your robots. So what we started with today is building the drive base. This is an AndyMark drive base kit donated to us by Team 5484. So thank you to them for that donation. We've started work on the code for localization and using the controller interface with WPILib. All of the programming will be on GitHub, which you can find through our Chief Delphi posts.
Some more work that we did today. Some of our team worked on building the field elements, the hub, and the ramps, which we'll be demonstrating for you tomorrow. These both were donated graciously by AndyMark. We worked on some CAD layouts for our build, seeing how many balls can we actually fit in, where stuff will work. And then electronics were tested and prepped. Thankfully, they were donated by Team 71 here in Hammond. Our goals for mechanisms, we want to show you guys, we want to test a 4-ball shooter all the way down to a 2-ball shooter. If 2-ball shooter is not working still, we'll go down to a 1 shooter. We'll see what happens, so stay posted with those prototypes coming up tomorrow or the day after. Over the bumper intake. Hopefully we're going to test on that. Our goal is to get to climb 1. If we have time, fingers crossed, it's 3 days. Who knows what will happen. We'll get to climb 3, which would be fantastic. We want to find the optimal hood angle to shoot from long distance and short distance based on RPM. And then also, we're going to try to to fit 60 fuel in our hopper, in our robot in total, which would be fantastic.
We started a design for our over-the-bumper intake. We've used inspiration from other teams in the past. As you can see with our design, it starts folded up over the bumpers and ends folding down, increasing the hopper area and using the bumpers to roll in the fuel from the field.
If I may, Luke, We would also like to add a hopper, an additional hopper space to our intake. As you can see, in 254 in 2017, they used something similar to that. So if you want to take a look at that, it is fantastic.
This is the first of our planning for building our robot. We find that there are 3 variables to take into consideration when firing the fuel into the hub. That being the velocity coming out of the shooter, the angle of the hood, which we have on top of the shooter, and the distance from the hub. So we want to keep the hood at a fixed angle, and we want to decide what angle we want that to be. So with this small simulation we built in Desmos, you can test out different angles and see what sort of targeting they get you towards the hood. Now we have here is a steeper angle, which even with error on the RPM gets you closer towards the edges of the hood, but with a bit of a shallower angle in the next slide, you can see that it has the same error in the RPM, but it has misses the target by a lot more, and even ends up hitting the boards of the hub. So we may be going for a steeper angle on that. The programming goals we have for the robot in 3 days is testing the distance versus RPM on the physical robot. This will be another test that we do with data to get the robot working fine. We'll release more details after we perform the test, but we want to shoot multiple balls at different speeds and see how far they actually go in a real test, and use this data to fit a curve. Using this data, we will be able to park the robot in a wide area around the hub and be able to determine what speed we want to spin the motor to get that right distance on the fuel. We'll also be making a staging program to line us up with the hub. When we go to the next slide, we have a flow chart that we have put together. We will be crossing over to our side, pressing B on the controller, which will first rotate the robot towards the hub, check if it is within the area we have set close enough to the hub. If it's not close enough, it will move until it is, and then it will end where we'll be able to launch the fuel.
So our plan for tomorrow, day 2. We are going to laser cut our shooter panels and our intake panels for prototyping tomorrow. We'll also be prototyping prototyping those shooters and intakes, which we will be posting via Chief Delphi and our YouTube channel, so stay tuned for those. We will be test driving our 2x6 AndyMark kit chassis, and then we're going to be fitting some bumpers to that bot, and then also we will be CADing and 3D printing parts as needed. We've got a lot of 3D print power here at PNW, and we are excited to get into that. Thank you so much, and we look forward to sharing all that comes about in the next, 36 hours?
We'll put up a timer here.
Yeah. So, thank you so much to our sponsors and for all who are watching. Have a great night.